Good morning, everybody. It's Tina Sutton, Miss Ginger Dots with Close to My Heart. And today I am going to show you some fun backgrounds and some fun cards made with our July 2022 stamp of the month. It is so cute. It's called Voice of the Sea. It's got a sea turtle, a fish. I don't know if you can see the images too well. That is coral and a starfish, a pelican, a crab, just some really fun sayings, sending good vibes your way. Thanks, hello, time to relax. Just a very, very fun stamp set. And I have had the privilege of playing with it the month before it's been released. So I've done some really fun cards that I want to share today. This stamp set is only available in July. I think every single one of my customers wants it. Now, if you are a VIP and you spend $50, you can get it for free. Or if you are just a regular customer and not a VIP, you can buy it for $5 with the $50 order. So it's super, super cute. And I want to show some fun cards. If you want to... I'm going to focus on the background here. And yes, I'm going to go ahead and show you my fingers. I don't have a manicure. They're not dirty. They look like they're dirty fingers. I have ink all over them. This is very messy, but it is a super fun technique. So here are two different examples. This is a little bit of a softer one. This one's a little more harsh, but everyone will turn out a little bit different. But it's super fun, super easy, and you probably have all the supplies to do this. You can do this with any colors that you want. I am going to use Close to My Heart Toffee and Close to My Heart Harbor, which are two of my favorite colors. So I'm going to move these out of the way. Let's see if I can put them up there. I don't want to get them messy. But I'm going to start with, I think the paper is 3.5 by 5.5. You can do it whatever size you want. You could even do this process as a whole page, a 12 by 12, but I'm just going to do it kind of small. And my goal is to leave a little bit of an edge. Now on this card, you can see I kind of stamped it like a block image. This one, I went ahead and trimmed it and just had the whole background done. So it's whatever you want to do, but we are going to start with a card piece that's a little bit bigger than the image. All this is an old page protector, an old 6x6 page protector like this that I have cut up. Sometimes I do interesting things with it. I've used it. I've put some paint on it. So this piece, I probably should have cut a new piece, but I figure, oh well, you can see how it's done. So anyway, simply what I'm going to do, I'm just going to lay this on my craft mat. I am going to grab some handy wipes real quick. I forgot those. And go ahead and get started because this will get messy. So I'm going to move my card to the side for now. This is my mat. I don't know if you can really see it. Let me see. I have a piece of scrap paper over here. I don't know if this will help or not. Can y'all see that a little bit better? Okay, this is scrap paper. That's just the only reason I'm putting it here is so you can see what I'm doing. Nothing fancy. I'm going to take my toffee ink and I'm just going to paint the bottom, like for the seashore, like the corner. I want a little bit of sand. Now, both cards, actually, I turned my sand sideways. I don't know why. I had intended to just have it at the bottom, but like I said, you look at the backgrounds and then I kind of design my cards around them. So every card's a little bit different. I'm just going to pat some blue on there. And that's all you have to do. I'm going to move this out of the way right now because I don't want that to get on the other card. I'm going to take a water bottle and I'm just going to spritz it. Super, super simple. I'll wipe my fingers. And I'm going to take my cardstock. Move this down. Let me wipe this a little bit. Normally I work a little bit faster, but I'm trying to have it where you can see. And you know what? I'm going to put it this way. And let me try to get my paper on top of it. Normally when I'm doing this, I also have something to measure so I can see that I'm centering it perfectly, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. And I'm just going to take the paper, put it over the image, and just rub it. And I'm going to pick it up, and voila! And another thing that I like to do, once I do that, is I will take my liquid pearls, and I did this one a little bit crooked, so I'm going to end up blocking this out. And I put a little bit of liquid pearl around, like in the blue. And then I come back with this again and smash it around. And that gives it a little bit of dimension and a little bit of texture. And again, I didn't line this up perfectly. Normally I measure it. Normally what I do is tape this piece of paper down with my washi tape and have it marked where I can center it. But I just was basically wanting to show you the technique. So isn't that pretty? So with this one, obviously it's crooked, so I'm going to cut it. I'll probably make a gift tag or something out of it. But super fun. Here's another one, same colors that I used. You know, they all just look so different. This one, you see more sprays. And so it's just kind of a little fun thing that you can do with supplies laying around. The other question that I'm always getting is watercolor, watercolor. Everybody seems afraid of watercoloring. So I thought I would just watercolor this turtle, kind of show you how I did this one. When I designed this card, I thought that because the background was so dark and I layered it with the toffee paper and the Harbor cardstock, this, once I got it colored and put it on here, it looked a little white to me. So I added some splatters to the background, and I'm going to go ahead and do that first. So I'm just going to take my watercolor brush just so I can move these ink pads out of the way, pick up a little bit of ink, puddle it. I don't know if you can see, I'm puddling it over here. No, you can't see, I'm off camera. Puddling it, and then I'm just going to tap it. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the brown. I got it a little bit too wet, but again, every one turns out different. That just kind of dirties up the paper, so to me it blends a little bit better. So I've just added a little bit of interest to the background. I mean, you could do it after, but in case I mess up, in case I'm coloring perfect and then I mess up my splattering, I'm not really good with control of the splattering. I prefer to go ahead and splatter my paper before I color. All right, I've just picked a couple of my watercolor pencils, kind of just blues. I don't even know which color I'm going to use, but I'll color it like the one I did above. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just lightly color this in as evenly as I can. And if you notice, I like to, when I'm doing watercolor, I'm kind of just coloring small sections in circles. For the most part, trying to get it on there evenly and smoothly. And again, watercolor pencils are very forgiving, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I enjoy this technique so much, and I don't know why I don't do it more. And I don't know why I don't teach it in classes more, because so many people are, for some reason, a little afraid of this technique, and you really can't go right or wrong with it. I mean, it's just plain, and it's very forgiving, so if you mess up, you can go back and perfect it. So then one thing that I've learned is that where these lines are, I learned this a long time ago when I was taking classes and learning, that if you go back and color where the lines are a lot of times, it kind of adds dimension, and you don't have to think about where to shade. Generally, they tell you to think of the sunlight coming in one direction and shade where you see the light. But this technique, when I don't want to think, I just do it this way. If I see lines, I try to make that darker. I have my watercolor brush a little too wet, but it'll be okay. And I'm going to just go right over that and smooth it. And you see how even and pretty that is? That's just so pretty. I don't always, a lot of times I color the whole image and then watercolor it. I don't really do it in sections like I'm showing you, but I just thought since I'm demonstrating, I'll do this. Okay, so I couldn't decide what color to do the turtle shell. So I did a little bit of everything. So I did some green. And actually I started with the blue down here. No, there's a darker blue. I like this kind of teal looking blue first. It's kind of it blends, to me, it blends the blue and the green together. And I'm just going to do part of his shell, not really planning it, because a turtle shell is normally, I'm going to add regular blue, is regularly different shades. So there's so many different ways you can color a turtle, but I'm just doing this. And then I'm going to pick up some brown and put some brown in it. And then even sometimes, like this area, I'm going to go over it with the second color, because I want it to be probably more green than blue. But I want some blues and browns in there. So I've kind of multicolored it. And then look how pretty this is when I blend it. And look at his shell, so pretty. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing for the seagrass. I'm going to do it kind of a bluish green. Come back with the green. Okay. And then I'm just going to blend it. And if it looks too green or too blue, sometimes I'll go over it with a brown or a black to kind of soften it, even after I watercolor it sometimes. So that looks a little green to me. So I'm going to put some browns in here. Just to add a little more interest. And sometimes I shade that and sometimes I don't. That is a little dark, so I'm going to blend it out. That I'm just going to leave. So I've done that. Then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to color this brown. I don't have a darker brown here with me. I didn't pull it. Let's see. This is like kind of a gold. A little bit. And I think, do I have a black? Oh, here's like a, well, I just dropped that on the floor. Kind of a maroonish brown. So I'll add that right here, just to give it some depth. Voila. And then, you know, same thing. I'm just going to quickly color this because I know y'all are probably tired of listening to me talk, but just going to add some colors in here. Like, you just really can't mess it up. And, you know, watercolor's forgiving. You don't always expect watercolor to be perfect. So if you color outside the lines, I don't worry about it. It usually always turns out good. And it's like anything else, it just takes practice. And my techniques over the years have changed. You know, the way I taught it 10 years ago might be different now. Just basically playing and enjoying what you do. and you'll find techniques and things that work for you. But I thought these techniques were super fun to do with this stamp set. So there you go. There's a stamped image. I will take this, and I don't know, what did I do with my background? This is it, because it was the Cricut background. So I need to flatten it. I take a block and flatten it. Sometimes I heat it with the heat tool, because if you get a lot of water, it will curl a little bit. And I'll probably do some layering. In fact, I might not even use that. I might use like the fish or the bird or something different on this one, because the turtle's very difficult to cut out. This bird, I cut all the pieces out, so that was easy. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this background, but I'll do something. But I just wanted to share some techniques. So again, this is a super fun stamp set. You can order it on my website, missgingerdots.closetomyheart.com. It is only available in July 2022. Thanks for watching.